I'm Kitty.
And I'm Max.
And this is Dango Duo.
And this is Dango News.
Dango News!
Beep, 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 where we talk about anime-related culture news. This episode is a little,
This is gonna be an odd one, I think, because we're just starting out. So.
Yeah, and we're also capturing our feelings about a subject that many people may not know about, or many may already have their own opinions to.
And many people will probably disagree with our opinions.
And I think that's part of sharing your opinion out there, to have a conversation, and also to see what things happen. I want to talk about our feelings regarding the subject and get people's thoughts as well.
Yep. I know a lot of people's thoughts already, but get some more conversations going. I think.
Especially when you have something that's been building up for 7 years.
Yes, literally 7 years.
Now, of course, you already know what the news are because you clicked on this video.
You clicked on the thumbnail.
Or you don't know and you're curious.
Yep.
But before we go anywhere, we should probably do a disclaimer really quickly.
Yeah, we need to disclose a little bit of something about this that we're going to be talking about today, which is Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
If you have been following Max for a while, you will have known that Max has already stated their opinions on Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I hate it!
Well, yes. I mean, if there's one thing in the world that I hate, it's probably Attack on Titan.
Probably Attack on Titan.
Like, I feel very strongly against it, and I don't feel very strongly against many things.
Yeah, and I can tell you this right now because I've known Kitty for a long while, and she does not feel very strongly about things.
Very strongly negatively.
Yeah, negatively.
I feel very passionate about things I love.
Oh, yes.
But as far as
Love
negativity...
Live.
Love live. We'll talk about that.
Kitty is the sort of person who can give the benefit of the doubt, or not, or... step away from things without feeling very, negative about them. Hate is a very strong word for Kitty.
Yes.
And I'm a very passionate person, so I can just throw that away. But the
and
fact that we can both coincide in this Venn diagram of things that we both
don't
dislike.
And let's tell the story about how we first watched Attack on Titan.
We should. But before I just say anything,
yes.
If you haven't seen Attack on Titan,
this is going to be very spoilers for the latest chapter of the manga
and everything. We're going to spoil everything, and
most certainly the latest chapter of the manga,
especially the latest chapter of the manga, which should already be out by the time this video goes up. We're recording our thoughts literally the day after it was announced, or it was leaked by the Crunchyroll blog post people.
After it was scanlated and translated and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and said as a really lame spoiler in white text.
Yep. Good times.
If you haven't already, go watch it. It's entirely likely you may like it.
Yep.
We had a really unfortunate time, and I think let's slide right in. Let's talk about our experience watching and being invested into Attack on Titan, because you watched the first 9 episodes before I did.
I did. I watched the first 9 episodes because I was told there was a basically canonically lesbian couple in Attack on Titan. And that will get me to watch anything.
Yeah, and if you may not know this, if there's a way to get Kitty to watch something, it's lesbians.
Canonic lesbians.
It's lesbians.
It doesn't even really have to be canonic, but that helps a lot.
Yeah, but it definitely helps.
Yeah. So I watched, I think 9 or 10 I think I might have watched 12, because I got to the point, the trial bit, you know.
Yep.
So, and I was I wasn't blown away by the anime. I was just well, this is pretty. And really, really, really slow paced. And it wasn't even I don't like gore, so I would think, you would think, oh, this is the worst anime for me because I hate gore. Well, it's not even that bad, honestly.
It tends to be a little bit too over the top, to the points where
it's a little too gratuitous.
The part of your brain that may go, oh, this makes me feel disgusted because it could happen to me, doesn't actually get turned on because it's enormous, babies eating people.
Yeah.
And also, one more thing. I forgot to say something. If you feel really strongly about Attack on Titan, we respect your opinion. We're just sharing the way we feel.
100%.
And if this preload by Kitty doesn't turn you off, I would like to inspire you to use your ability as an adult and not watch the video.
Or not an adult.
Or not an adult and just don't watch the video. I got a little bit of hate when I share my opinion on Attack on Titan. I felt that I explained it as eloquently as I could regarding my point of view.
We're not going to be that eloquent.
Oh no! There's going to be swearing here. I hope that you're not listening to this in the library.
If you are, put some headphones in.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, at least headphones.
Yeah.
Return your books.
Return the books, put the headphones in, and sit down if you're interested.
We're gonna have a wild time.
Yeah.
So, Kitty, when you emerge out of the first 9 to 12 episodes of Attack on Titan, your thoughts were slow pacing.
Incredibly slow pacing. I feel like I should care about this thing that's happening, but it's in the middle of a season, so I know nothing's going to come of it.
Exactly.
It's one of those things where it's like, you can't kill off the main character right before the season finale, because obviously the season finale is going to, like, have him brought back, or the next season is going to have them brought back, or something like that.
Exactly.
It's one of those type of things. And I was like, well, okay. And I didn't think about it too much more, because it was a few years ago. It didn't leave much of an impression in my mind, so I was just like, alright, I saw the thing, it was too slow for me to care, and I abandoned it.
Flash forward, February of this year.
Yep, February or March.
Of 2016.
Yep.
Or February or March.
I think it was March, because it was after my surgery.
You had surgery, and I stayed over at your place to keep you company.
Yep.
And
because my dad abandoned me for a vacation.
I love how things like that synchronize. It's
right?
Like, you're about to leave on a vacation, or he's about to leave on a vacation, and
and then I'm in the ER.
Yeah. Hilarity mildly ensued, but I decided to spend the week with you, and amidst all the things we were planning on doing, I wanted to sit down and watch Attack on Titan. I've heard a lot of things from my followers, people that I whose company I enjoy and I long for, and I wanted to see what this was about. And I had heard a lot of bad things, and it's one of those things where, like, you walk into something with halfly made impressions, and you will know this because you saw the light in my eyes fade from episode 1 to 2 to 3.
Yep.
I gave this show the benefit of the doubt. If you know me, if you know what I do, I write books for a living. Storytelling is my thing. Good characters are my drug. I love good characters. If you give me a story with someone that I can care about and relate to, I will follow you to the ends of the earth.
Even if the setting isn't good.
Just as a really quick example, and if you would like to see more thoughts on this, I may revisit what I had to say about the SAO novels. Because the SAO anime is absolute garbage.
Yep.
It's absolute garbage.
Hot-ass garbage.
But it inspired me to read the novels, which are actually good. I actually read the first 4 novels, and they're actually good to the extent that I recommended it to people. And Kitty,
I've read half of the first one.
Yeah. So honestly, I am. If you can impress me with your characters, I will follow you along. And when we began watching Attack on Titan,
we had hope.
I had hope, especially because Eren, the main protagonist, Eren Yeager, gave me hope. Because seeing a young boy cry because he felt powerless inspired me. Because it's like, yes, he feels powerless, and this is what's going to drive him to become a better person.
Exactly. The
first episode is actually all right.
Episode 1 is pretty damn solid.
If you want to stop at episode 1, you're good.
Yeah, honestly.
From there on, what happens is what I can only describe as stumbling on every step along the way. The manga and the anime are actually different, in which, just like the SAO anime fails at just telling you everything chronologically instead of considering, hey, how should we tell a story that's effective? The second episode covers 3 years of the character's life.
Yep, it covers most of their military school.
And from episode 3 to 9, we spend the whole evening.
The whole day.
Of the attack on the wall is...
It's like
8 episodes.
There's even in the titles for the episodes, it's like part 1, part 2, part 3, and then when you get to part 5, you're like, okay, fucking wrap this up.
And then you still make it to part 6 or something.
And it's like, oh Jesus.
And that doesn't get any better.
No,
it doesn't get any better because then you spend
then we have
you spend 5 episodes in the
6
forest.
6 episodes in the forest. And then we have 3 episodes of the trial too. Which is just stupid.
Yeah. And let's be real here, okay? I don't want this to be because we speak passionately about this, or I can say for myself.
Yeah.
I speak about this passionately because the setting of Attack on Titan is so freaking cool. It's so freaking interesting.
And I know that's what a lot of people came to it for.
And it's the anime and the story stumbles every step along the way, except for music design.
Music is fucking great.
Animation and just those thick lines with the texture look amazing. You can pause at any moment and you can set that as your wallpaper. It's fine. But that itself is not going to push me through.
It is all beauty, no substance.
It's absolutely. It is an enormous ocean that is 1 foot deep.
Yep. It's beautiful, but
it's beautiful.
Don't try to swim in it.
But yeah, you won't get further.
Yep.
Very further. Now, there's a bunch of things we need to talk through and cover before we talk about the spoiler, and like we're setting this up to show you why we feel the way that we do.
So you don't just think we're hating it for no reason,
this is not like hashtag drama alert, Attack on Titan spoiler ruins the entire story, because I feel like it was pretty much already flawed from the beginning.
Yeah.
And not in a good way.
No.
Because even though, the pacing is ruined because they didn't adapt the manga the way that it was told. They told you the story chronologically, which kind of makes for problems. And additional to...
just spending 8 episodes in one battle.
It makes a lot of mistakes, such as it has a cast of like 12 characters, most of which are practically meaningless to the plot.
And then the rest are incredibly meaningful.
To the point where it's like, are you telling me that everyone who's important to the fate of this world happened to have gone to high school with Eren?
Yep.
And
like, let's be real, like, we could compare this to something like Harry Potter, where a lot of important people went to the same school as Harry, not at the same time necessarily. Like, a lot of them are teachers while Harry is a student, and stuff like that, where it's like, Hogwarts connects them all, but it's not... not Voldemort and Harry don't go to the same school at the same time.
At the same time. This is... If I had to name a flaw, because, again, storytelling is my thing, I have a whole channel where I do writing advice. Character is the main flaw in this story, because there are lots of characters, you have very little reason to care about them. They're all over the place, and they go over no obstacles. Eren faces one obstacle throughout the entire story, and I was excited when he was unable to learn how to use the omnidirectional gear. I was like, please tell me that he is incompetent, that he doesn't know how to do it, because he has to become better. And then you realize that all along, his gear was faulty.
He was actually amazing at it, because he was still doing well while his gear was faulty.
I think you could have seen the hope fade from my face. So I'm like, it is only through adversity that characters become better in storytelling. You can't just start being good, because then what's the point? Why should I care about this character when they're always going to be amazing?
Mikasa.
I remember dear friends of mine were like, Mikasa's the one good thing about the story.
That was me.
It was you.
It was me.
It was you and Mango, I think.
Yep.
And then
when we thought about it more, we're like...
And then I saw through the problems in Mikasa, because... And I've documented this in my review of Attack on Titan. The issue with Mikasa is that she is what is referred to in Japanese culture as Yamato Nadeshiko, the optimal ideal of a Japanese wife.
Yep.
She only listens to Eren. She is seen, not heard. She's very respectful. She will do anything but for Eren, but never ask anything of his.
Yep.
And it's literally... and also, let us not ignore the fact that Mikasa's character is entirely dependent on Eren.
Literally, her defining moment in her childhood is being saved by Eren from slavers who are attempting to kidnap and then possibly sell her off and to people who will rape her.
Yeah, exactly. And let us not... Like, every time I want to move forward, it's like, oh, by the way, remember when Eren, as a 6-year-old boy, murdered 2 people to save a complete stranger?
Yep.
That's not a thing people do.
Nope.
And there's like...
Even in this gritty world that they've set up.
A gritty world where you have comic relief characters. Sasha is the worst thing in Attack on Titan. She's worse than Eren's perfect abilities. She's worse than Eren having the super duper secret power that nobody else has.
Except everybody else has it.
Except later on people get it.
Yeah.
How does Armin turn into a Titan?
That one because they have Titan injections now.
So... There's a lot of stuff we need to go over. This video is going to go a little bit long. It's our first one. And also, I think some people out there are going to enjoy us talking about the train wreck that is Attack on Titan. But let's just make something really cool right now.
The newest wreck that they have caused.
And the newest... When you think... I tweeted this, and if you would like to follow us on Twitter to follow our everyday thoughts about anime or whatever we're reading...
They'll be in the
description below and at the end of the video.
Yeah.
I thought that I couldn't hate Attack on Titan again. I thought that those wounds had healed, that hell had frozen over, and Kitty had to share with me the spoiler of what the hell is in the basement. But let's not get there yet. There's a lot we still need to cover. We haven't even talked about the second half of season 1.
Ha!
Let me make something very clear right now. Zombies are not fun. Zombies are not interesting because
they're mindless.
Stories about zombies, and they're not really a threat. Stories about zombies are not about zombies, they're about people.
Yeah, they're about people dealing with
That's
zombies.
why literally like all zombie franchise become about survivors, not the zombies.
Yeah, because that's boring.
Attack on Titan is exciting. because the Titans are an overwhelming force that can't simply be solved with lock yourself up in a really powerful
Or
building.
shoot them in the head.
Yeah, exactly. Or just fill them up with bullets until they die.
Yeah.
And I was describing this to Kitty. In my imagination, I imagined the world of Attack on Titan as a table full of concepts and ideas and like piles of really cool things you could do. And the instant that Eren gains the super duper secret ability to turn into a Titan, all of those things are off the table.
Because Eren can now stop Titans pretty much single-handedly.
And the guy who wasn't even the top of his class, within like, what, 2 days?
A day.
Kills more Titans than the best scouts in the entirety of the freaking Legion.
Yep. Let's not even talk about Levi in this fucking video.
Let's actually not even talk about Levi.
No.
Let's actually not even talk about Levi. We can do that another time. Maybe if you would like to know our thoughts on Levi, we will be more than gladly to talk about that.
It won't take up as long as this video, but
well, I'm sure we can find. We can.
We'll find things to talk about if you want to hear us rant more about Attack on Titan.
And again, I want to make this very clear. We're not shitting on it. We're literally not like taking a dump on it because it's popular and because like this is gonna get people to click on the video. I gave it the benefit of the doubt. And
I gave it 2 chances. No, that's a lot for me.
And failed potential sucks more than like lack of potential and
exactly.
whatsoever.
Like a bad movie, you can see it from some movies you can see from the get-go are going to be bad, but like something that sets up an interesting. Well, yes, Suicide Squad is a definite example, but something you can see that might have an interesting premise and then proceeds to fuck it up is way more painful than like a fuck up that has started as a fuck up, and you're like, well, this isn't going to be good, so. Absolutely.
Especially, again, I love worlds and I love characters, and the setting of Attack on Titan was interesting enough for me to sidestep the bad things that I'd heard, hold on to the good things people told me, and jump in. And
we watched all of that.
We watched all of it, and I remember the exact point, and excuse the use of language.
I've already said fuck multiple times.
I know, it's great. I can pinpoint the point where we stopped giving a fuck.
Yes.
And it was like episode 19 or 18, I think.
It was,
It was like the third episode in the forest, when it literally cuts to like Sasha and Connie, all the nobodies just sitting on the branches waiting for nothing.
Waiting for something to happen.
And for about 2 episodes, I'd been joking on Twitter that I was going to make the Attack on Titan Dango table. And then during episode 19 or 18, I just pulled out my computer and just started making it. We just did it. And I remember, when I thought it couldn't get more ridiculous, I was like, Kitty, I'm going to go to the bathroom, tell me if something stupid happens. And the instant I lock the door, I hear you like screaming and going,
oh my god, Max, you have to come out here right now. I'm gonna pause this and rewind for you.
We promised we wouldn't talk about Levi.
Okay, but
spin dash. He does the spin dash.
He does Sonic. Levi turns into Sonic. Please find it. I hope there's a GIF or a video of that somewhere. You need to put it right over this.
Put it. What? Okay. Real talk here.
What the actual fuck?
I know it's anime. I know you're supposed to turn off your brain, and that's fine. But there comes a point in which something becomes so ridiculous and so contrasting to the tone that it's trying to give you that
everything breaks.
It just takes me like he does the spin dash.
He literally spins up the Titan's arm.
Without any momentum either.
Nope.
He just starts spinning like he's Sonic. And okay, no Levi. Rule of this video: no Levi.
Levi did that,
except for that one thing you're gonna spoil later on about Levi's connection with another character.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we have to do that because it's
stupid.
Ridiculous. And I if you have questions about, because I know that we're talking and we know what we're talking, but we may be stepping over things that might be enormous questions.
Actual importance.
Ask us in the comments down below. We answer to all comments, so we would be more than gladly to explain a couple points that we may be looking over, because Kitty and I have literally had this conversation together several times, just walking in circles on the kitchen, just being like scratching our heads, going,
"This is the stupidest thing.
How do you screw up so badly? And
how do you take such a cool concept and then fuck it up every step of the way?"
And I can tell you how, by not setting things up.
Nope, not thinking ahead.
By thinking, you know what would be cool if Eren turned into Jaeger. Are we gonna explain?
Eren turned into Jaeger.
Eren Jaeger turned into a Titan Jaeger.
Titan Jaeger.
And it's about, like, what if this cool thing was the thing that was happening?
But what if his classmates were also the Titans? Whoa!
What if that guy that was in the back of the high school photo was the guy who literally caused the death of your family and other 60,000 people?
Yep.
But you know what? It's fine. It doesn't matter.
He's in your high school, so that's fine.
And there are parts that are foreshadowed, like what's the name of female Titan girl?
Annie.
Annie, showing that she knows how to do mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Except, how did she learn to do mixed martial arts in a world that is clearly super European? You know what? Let's not ask that big question.
Let's not talk about quote Orientals.
Oh yeah,
unquote.
quote yeah. Oh, okay. So
I mean, like, it's made in Japan, but okay. Anyway,
but I'm not against the use of the word Orientals, because it would make sense for a bunch of racist fucks who wants to sell a girl into sexual slavery to be like, she's one of them Orientals. You know what? That's what that shitty people would say. I understand that. No problem here at all.
Yeah.
Stumbling from point to point. There is only one funny joke in the entirety of the series. Do you know which one it is?
I forgot.
It's the one. What's the name of the guy?
Jean.
Yes,
that's it.
Jean. There's a joke at the end where they have to sneak Eren out, so he can do his thing. So they have Jean, the guy who should have been the protagonist. Honestly,
the guy who's like the most level-headed kind of straight guy who's like.
Well, not only level-headed,
this is stupid.
but sometimes selfish. There's times when he's like, oh, I want to get out of here,
yeah,
but my friends are there, so I guess I should actually like step up.
He is like 100% more interesting than any of our main characters.
And you know what else makes him interesting? He is powerless.
He's a normal dude.
Against all these people who have superpowers.
Is he even in the top of his class? I don't even think he's in the top 10.
I don't think so. I think he's like 10 from the bottom up. Not really. I think he's better than Sasha, definitely.
Well, that's not.
And Connie's so nothing. But backing
Connie's
up.
a name.
Backing up.
Jean.
Jean and Eren trade places, and they do this cutback where they show Jean dressed as Eren, and he's wearing like a bad wig, and it looks bad.
And he's really tall.
And he's really tall.
Regular size.
Everything's wrong, and he cuts back to Eren. Inner thoughts going, he doesn't even look like me.
Yep.
And that was the funny moment.
And it works too.
And it actually works.
Their plan works for a brief second.
And it works for a brief second. But that is the only time. Nothing, not a single thing with Sasha is funny.
Nope.
You know why? Because the characters around her don't acknowledge that she's being ridiculous. And also she feels entirely out of character. And like, hey Sasha, 2 seconds ago we just heard about a character wanting to commit suicide because they couldn't handle seeing their friends dying. What are you doing, Sasha?
I'm eating hungry. A potato.
Oh, food is so good, you guys. I stole a ham. In the middle of we having to evacuate the city, I stole a ham.
To be fair, that was before the Titan showed up.
I mean,
but
still, though.
But still, when you think about the world that she lives in, she stole a ham.
Yeah, I like the instant when Sasha's introduced, because everyone around her is like,
you don't belong here.
Are we in a fucking anime?
Yeah.
Is this an anime?
Like, this is our serious world, and you don't belong here, girl with a potato.
I literally love that, like, she's being drilled. They're standing at attention because they enlisted to be part of this army.
It's a military.
And she's eating a potato.
Because she's hungry.
And also, we can do a whole video on Sasha.
Yeah.
And the concept of no balls.
No balls.
But
wait till we talk about no balls later.
So let's
finish
review season 1 of Attack on Titan really quickly.
Okay.
It starts out really slowly with the pacing.
Actually, the first
episode. The second one is good because you see a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
But from there on, it halts.
Yeah.
But it's overall slow though. Like if by episode 19 we're done.
Yeah, and
we did finish it, by the way. We finished
I
it.
was literally begging not to finish. That's how done I was. I was like, this is the most boring thing I've ever watched. I don't want to finish this, Max. I know we're only 2 episodes away, but I can't do this.
And I want you to note this. What do people mean when they're saying things? We're not saying this is inherently bad because it's boring. It was boring for us because we didn't care about the characters. There was nothing at stake.
Nope, nothing.
And worst of all, nothing was achieved at the end. They defeated Annie, but then you earn nothing because she just turned into...
crystallized herself.
Into an Esper, I guess, from Final Fantasy. She just took crystal form. And the worst thing of all is that the basement, which was introduced in episode freaking 1.
Literally.
Was no insights. You learn nothing. It ends with Eren going, oh yeah, there's a basement. The basement is set up.
It's there.
It's set up on episode 1. And then we emerge at episode 25 of this anime, having learned nothing about it. Also, somehow everyone and Levi know about it. Somehow, for some reason.
Okay,
but you know
that
what?
might be like a
you know what? Hey, you know what? It's fine. It's fine.
Let's not
25 episodes.
No.
And
But we didn't even talk about the one thing about the anime that Erwin does that just like fucking breaks. No, that was the point that we broke. That was the point that we were done.
It'll relate to the reader, Kitty.
When Aaron is in the prison after the trial and is like, "Oh, we can't have you here because you're a Titan and you might go crazy or something," Erwin speculates correctly.
He guesses the right answer to the plot.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. He says that they believe that there may be...
No, he says, what if?
Oh, yeah.
It's not even like he believes it.
But what if some of the people you went to high school with, Aaron, happen to also be able to turn to Titans?
What if other people could turn into Titans and those were the special Titans that we saw?
Guessing the right answer is a problem. Because from the writer's point of view, it's like, now I have tightened things up. It's clear to the reader, except how does Erwin know this? And more importantly, if you know, and you have reason to know, and you have, I don't know, enough
ample
proof and evidence to tell this to somebody, why didn't you just arrest them already, murder them, and be done with this? Like, the problem is right there. It's literally like, oh, we could have stopped this already. For how long did you know this, Erwin? And why did you allow more murders to continue on happening?
Why did you allow most of your squad to get murdered?
Guessing the right answer is a goddamn problem. But you know what? We are 27 minutes in. Let's
we
talk
haven't even gotten
about
to the basement.
The basement. This is gonna be like a rantathon or something.
Yeah.
Rantathon. Dango's rant.
Dango's rant. So
let's talk about the basement. Oh, one quick thing.
Of course.
When we finish Attack on Titan, generally when I watch an anime that really intrigues me, I find myself trying to absorb as much as I can. When I finish SAO, Sword Art Online, I was disappointed in the anime. My review was gonna be to go watch it and make fun of it because it's really bad. But the world intrigued me, and I read the novels, and they're actually good. When I finished Attack on Titan, I wanted nothing to do with it. People told me read the manga; it's better. But one, it's not finished, and two, I knew from someone that the basement hadn't been answered in 7 years of the manga
at the time of March 2016.
But now
we
protagonists
have an answer.
Have made it to the basement.
They have reached the basement. I think it's like literally fucking Levi, Mikasa, Aaron, and Hanji. Have made it to the basement. Armin's like somewhere or something. Let's not even. We'll talk about Armin.
We can make a whole video about Armin. Welcome back to talking about Attack on Titan.
Don't you love it?
Part 69. Kitty, tell me, what exactly was inside the basement?
So they go down to the basement and they find a picture, and they see this picture, and they go,
Kitty, is this picture like a pencil drawing, or maybe, I don't know, like crayons or colored pencil? What is this image, Kitty?
They're like, it's so real, but it can't be a painting because it looks so real. And then you flip the back of it, and there's a note from fucking Aaron's father, and he says, "This is not a drawing. This is what's called a photograph." And the photograph is of people. People who, the back of the photograph says, are living outside the wall.
In luxury.
That humanity is fine.
Humanity is not going extinct, or humanity is fine.
Humanity
outside the walls,
is like
people live
not threatened by
luxury.
Titans.
Now, seldom in history can we stumble upon moments in which a single reveal, 2 sentences, can cause more plot holes to open and more questions to appear
than it fixes.
Than came up along the way. We haven't even talked about the fact that walls are made of titans and that the king of the wall cult mind control people to make them forget about it.
Yep.
Let's forget all of that.
Let's not even talk about
we see that the car is almost gonna serve into that hole. Let's drive around it.
Maybe a little divot.
About the conversation we had on Twitter.
Yes.
When we were talking about this. Because when I first read this, I found myself feeling a concoction of emotions. Part of me,
mostly rage.
Mostly rage. And also a self-pity, because how could I have cared enough about this? But I also found myself realizing, you know what was in the basement all along? Sadness.
Despair.
That's what was there all along.
Disappointment.
False hopes. Yep. Empty dreams. And I told Kitty over text, because we were just talking about this, and I was like, I felt something when I read this reveal. I felt something, and I was like, this feels stupid. But not like a new stupid. This feels like M. Night Shyamalan stupid. And it is M. Night Shyamalan stupid because this is the plot twist of The Village.
This is literally M. Night Shyamalan's plot twist for The Village, where, you know, oh, humanity is terrible. Oh, but wait, we're just fucking Amish people, and there's people flying outside.
Yeah, but outside is Future City, and, you know, like, for all
there's
we...
cars
for
and
all,
shit?
For all we know, there could be flying cars, and, like, spaceships, and it could just be, like, Overwatch beyond that. It's just Winston,
Yep.
and freaking just... Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
love.
Please give me Tracer's voice. I need it to say.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here to kick your fucking asses.
Eren Yeager.
Eren Yeager. Eren fucking Yeager.
Now, there's a bunch of problems that come here, and as someone who writes books, and I can tell you right now, I can't imagine of an easy way to follow up a question that has been lingering on the heads of every single person who stumbled upon this
for 7 years.
For 7, 8 years? I'm not sure. I don't think it's easy to follow up on that. That is why, as a writer, I wouldn't put myself in the situation.
Yeah.
But more importantly,
he kind of dug his own fucking hole.
He dug his own hole, but also it's how you pull it off, because you have these people hold up a photograph and they go, it looks too realistic. You can't. They have no point of reference for what a photograph looks like. A painting is the most realistic thing they know that can exist as a capture of an image. Yep. So it's kind of like suddenly
this looks like real life, but on some kind of paper.
Yeah, and the people said, who have literally been using future technology this entire time, I know the omnidirectional gear is powered by gas, but that couldn't have existed, like, in whatever time period this is supposed to be.
You know what? I read a stupid theory about the Titan, or the omnimaneuveral directional whatever gear, the gas and the metal that they use.
Please hit me.
There was a theory that I read, because I was so fucking done at this point. I was like, I don't know, fucking TV tropes. Let's go there.
You're like, tell me, hit me with your best shot. I want to know if there's any reason to care about this franchise at all. So
there's a theory around that, and this is probably false, but the fact that this is a theory.
You can't see me because it is audio only, but I am nodding because I'm like, maybe it's true. And just really quickly, the Attack on Titan movies actually spoiled this. And don't mind the technical difficulties. Oh my god, we are hating so much that my computer may or may not have given us issues there for a moment. We were talking about the movies a couple years back actually spoiled this by actually showing like the debris of like tanks and airplanes.
Yeah.
And the mangaka was like, oh no, this is actually completely unrelated. It's different.
It's like their own
Toad's
universe.
Different, brah. It's different.
It's good, man. It's all good.
It's all good.
So right, the theory.
And the theory, please hit me.
The theory is that the gas is Titan steam, and the metal is hardened Titan armor. Because they wouldn't have the How would they have the technology to make hardened steel that could attach to walls?
Or the blades that can actually cut through a Titan.
Yeah. Just the theory, I believe. But
that's immediately
sounds stupid enough to work.
That's immediately flawed. Because we're talking about like the concept of like the unstoppable object against the immovable force.
Yeah.
Because like if those bones are strong enough that nothing else can defeat them, why would those bones defeat themselves? I don't know. That's just there's a logic puzzle here. I'm not gonna touch it
because it's probably not true. Hopefully.
Because how did they discover that to begin with? The problem is this.
Cult.
The wall cult. Of which Krista is the magical princess that nobody actually knows she exists. Mm-hmm. Also, I love that like for the fact that you were invited into this world by the promise of lesbians, there is more dialogue between said lesbians on the first episode of the joke Attack on Middle School anime, which is way better, by the way, than on the entire first season of the anime.
The entire season.
By the way,
they get 2 lines together.
If you have made it this far, we will do a video on Attack on Middle School.
Yeah,
that is actually hilarious. That is actually funny.
Pretty good.
Because it doesn't take itself seriously. Like
and
Attack
this
on
world
Titan.
Needed it,
It
honestly. Because
actually...
at this point, like, at the point at which you've introduced Sasha, episode 3, you shouldn't be taking yourself this goddamn seriously. If you've introduced a joke character in the like second episode of your anime...
I would like to inspire the viewers right now, listeners, to imagine your favorite dark and gritty universe. Watchmen, The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. Now drop in a comic relief character who's all about eating food. I'm hungry, Sasha said, surrounded by the bodies of her dead fallen friends.
And not like somebody like... who makes wisecracks occasionally but can still interact with the world like Tyrion from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Somebody who is literally a walking joke.
I'm
Who
here,
does
I'm
not
here for you to laugh
die.
at me.
And who does not die
And
in a gritty, horrible
who
way.
doesn't achieve anything.
Yes.
We're not gonna talk about Sasha and the concept of no balls. That's for another video. Ask us and we'll let you know.
Hashtag no balls.
Let's talk about the troubles with the spoiler.
Oh boy.
It's this not disheartening, but there comes this point, disappointing. I thought I couldn't care about Attack on Titan when the new game was announced. I mean, the new game came out recently, and I was like, oh yeah, let's actually maybe consider playing it
Because it's gorgeous, and the
game is
controls
gorgeous,
are apparently
and
pretty
it
good.
plays pretty well, better than that fan game. But I despise this setting so much now because it gave me hopes. And real talk, like I may or may not be designing a role-playing game right now, and I'm like, that setting is effective, but what do I do when, like, okay, so there's people living outside the walls who are completely okay, and we've never stumbled upon it, and Aaron's dad is
able to go back and forth between the two.
And no one has been tracking him or made it far enough to see the skyscrapers in the distance, and they haven't tried doing anything, and I'm sitting here, why? Why? Are the people in the city being punished? Is this like Hunger Games, like dystopia? Except people in the walls, some of them are doing alright.
Yeah, like there's a king and a magical princess, Krista.
So, again, why is all of this happening? And the worst thing is that there's only one arc left.
Yeah, we're into the climax of the manga.
And let's assume that a third of it is fighting.
Yeah.
So what's the other 2/3 gonna be? Because how much of it is gonna be, whoa, let's... Future guns! Oh no, Eren dying from bullets.
Oh no.
And then Mikasa sacrificing her soul energy to bring him back, and...
Dragon Ball Z.
I was thinking, the B-listers have to go gather the 7 Titan balls.
Titan balls? They don't even have balls.
No. Only 7 special Titans have balls. And you must harvest their balls.
This is the worst.
To summon the Dragon Titan.
The Dragon Titan.
Oh my God.
There's already a Beast Titan, and I don't even know that thing's deal. I think that's also Eren, but I could be wrong.
Really?
I think so. I don't know.
A part of me... I don't know, a part of me feels like I have to read the manga so that I know with certainty, but I know that it's only gonna cause more pain.
It's only gonna get worse.
Not
to mention that the manga's art style is not great.
I think that comes as a result of, like, I have to do a chapter every week.
No, it's every month.
Is it
It's published monthly.
I thought it was like published bi-weekly, like...
I'm pretty sure
you know what?
Monthly.
No, it wasn't published in Shonen Jump. That's why, why...
they rejected it until the other people picked it up.
Because it was too violent. That's right.
Shit.
You're correct, actually.
I am. I forget what the actual magazine is called.
Did you know?
Did you know?
Armin is the only character who had a single glimmer of hope, and he achieved nothing.
He achieved like half a thing. He protected his buddies.
But that didn't matter at the end.
It didn't matter. He tried to achieve a thing, but the story did not let him achieve said thing.
I'm trying to come up with bullshit facts about Attack on Titan.
Did you know Sasha is completely useless to the plot?
Did you know? Eren, regardless of having actually never been part of the Scouts, murdered twice as many Titans as the most elite members of the Scouts. It shows characters as, like, their stats. It's like, she has killed 23 Titans.
And that's supposed to be impressive.
30. And they're supposed, like, this Levi's gang. And Eren, 120 Titans. And I'm just sitting here like...
And I'm like, to be fair, he was counted as he was a Titan. But then I'm trying to justify the fact that he's a fucking Titan. Which is stupid.
Kitty.
Yes.
What would you have preferred to have been inside the basement? Other than M. Night Shyamalan, which I've already made that joke. What else do you think should have been there? Or what would have been better?
Right? Like, at this point, I'm like, what if there was just nothing? The basement was just nothing. It was this story that he told his kid. Like,
yeah, okay.
Like, you're gonna be safe, and all the answers will be revealed in the basement, and it's destroyed or something.
And it's just bullshit. It's like, just keep surviving so you can make it to the basement. Oh,
yeah.
You know what? Real talk.
If there was, the basement would be better if there was actually nothing in it.
Nothing in the basement. And then, having realized that it was all a story that his dad told him to survive, Eren feels empowered and finally unlocks, like, the final tech tree of his Titan abilities.
Form, yeah. See, that would be at least, interesting.
See, you set it up.
Yeah.
And it follows through, and it makes sense. And oh, guess what? It doesn't open up more plot holes, such as there's an outside world and humanity is not extinct. Except, all of this happened in 100 years, except not.
Except maybe not. Except probably.
Except mind control.
Except wall cult.
Are they actually called the wall cult?
Everywhere on TV tropes called them wall cult.
That's actually not a bad name, honestly.
It's very like blah, blah, blah.
Also
tongue heavy. That's
also,
the word.
I want to see the ratio of people from Erin's graduating class who can turn into Titans.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I counting Erin?
Erin has to count, clearly.
6. Am I counting who is later transformed into a Titan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Armin.
And Yoko and Ymir, right?
Yep, Ymir. Oh wait, Ymir, the three stupid people,
the three stooges.
Aaron, and then Armin.
That's half of them.
Yep.
Half of them have the ability to turn into Titans.
And then let's count the useless people. Jean is pretty useless.
Connie is the most useless.
Yeah.
Sasha's not funny. Connie is actually canonically useless.
Yep.
And also, I love that, like, even in the game, his skills are actually really weak. And in Attack on Middle High actually makes fun of Connie being useless, and I love that because they're like, you know who's useless?
Connie.
Connie's so useless.
Why are we friends with him? Oh, Connie.
Do we count Marco? I mean,
Marco is completely useless.
I love when
Marco is a joke.
I love when you can look at somebody's face and know you're gonna die.
You're dead.
They don't have a face. Oh, you know how in Attack on Middle High,
junior school,
junior school, whatever. You can see like the couple of lovers, and they're always being loovy-doovy.
They died.
They die.
Let's count them. That's 6 people who are useless.
6 people. And I guess useless. And then you have Mikasa.
She's like the middle.
She's like halfway.
She's not
She's
like.
actually the only useful one. But even then, she only does things for Eren, except not really, because she doesn't feel romantically inclined to him. Except kind
of maybe. Except maybe.
I freaking. Also, I love how we have to watch the movies because I've heard that in the movies, Levi and Mikasa get together to the detriment of Eren. We should watch that. We should watch that. Promise? Okay. Promise.
There's a problem with that, though.
Oh, yes! Because this happened before the manga revealed that I must assume.
I must assume.
Kitty, tell us one spoiler before you tell us the other secret spoiler that I don't know about.
Levi and Mikasa are related. I think I don't remember if it's like their last names are the same, but they are related.
Oh, that's amazing. That movie though.
It's like I guess the creator must have hated that movie and gone out of his way to disprove the movie.
This can't happen, you guys.
You guys, this can't happen.
Hey guys, you know how Levi likes to clean? That's his one defining characteristic.
Other than he looks grumpy.
And he also likes tea, and he drinks by holding the cups the wrong way.
What, is that a thing?
No, yeah, he doesn't actually.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't grab the handle.
I completely forgot about that useless thing. Let's not talk about his squad because we have the guy who smells things.
Michael. He likes to sniff people.
Yep, that's his character trait.
I want you to understand something right now, okay? This is the level of characterization that is like 90s action, like 90s extreme comics. What's his character's trait? He has claws.
Yep.
What is his character's trait? He has a machine gun.
She makes storms. Let's call her Storm.
Okay.
All right. Well, I don't know anything else about X-Men, so I can't.
We don't even have to go that far. What's his character's thing? She's female Wolverine. Actually, female Wolverine, except not. Anyhow, this is not like anime news or comic book news. It's Dango news.
Because I know nothing about comics.
There's a spoiler that you found that you have been holding on dearly because you wanted my live reaction on this.
I thought it was just so stupid that I needed to share it with you.
Please hit me with your best shot.
Go on and hit me with your best shot. So, Eren's dad has access to the Titan serum. We know this because
he gave it to Eren at the beginning of the story.
Yes.
And I assume that later they found it and gave it to Armin to give him something to do other than die. So, I guess at some point his dad was also a Titan. This is not even the end of it. Yeah, no, I know this is a comma. That was a comma. Yes. And I'm like, this can't be it because you just gave me a comma. So,
I think at some point while they were both in Titan forms, Eren ate his dad.
What?
Yes.
Is that why his dad is gone?
Eren ate his dad.
Eren ate
Eren,
You know,
while he was under the influence of the Titan serum, Eren ate his dad.
is this in the past?
I think so, because he's
Is
dead.
this why his dad is gone?
I guess so. His dad is dead. Because Eren ate him.
Okay, real talk right now. When you have characters like Eren's dad who has all the knowledge, this is a pretty surefire way to take care of all of those plot holes.
Just eat him.
It's like, why don't we just ask Eren's dad, oh, I ate him. Well,
I
that
don't
takes
remember
care
it,
of
but
all
I
of those
ate
freaking
him.
options. And, oh, please tell me it was off screen. Like, it was like
There
half
wasn't a
panel.
manga image of it, so I'm assuming it was off screen.
Oh, guys, I think I ate my dad.
Oh, I got some bad indigestion. I think I ate my
God.
dad.
Oh, God.
And he was eating
Yeah,
tacos.
Kitty, I'm doing the thing right now. I'm imagining a little taco place by the border of the real wall, and people just there with chairs, just watching the madness unfold.
Somehow immune to Titans, but whatever, who gives a shit?
I'm sure they have laser guns or something, or
Yep.
just space marines.
It's the future, probably.
And
Isn't it canonically
wait.
set in the future?
I don't freaking know.
Right, okay.
Because it's supposed to be like
2,000
I don't
years in the
freaking-
future,
in-
but is
in
it
the
our
ye-
future?
In the year of our Lord, except there's no Christianity here. I don't know.
There's just the
Here-
wall cult.
Here, there's literally like hundreds of problems. If Eren's dad knew about the civilization outside where everything was all right, why was he living inside the wall to begin with?
Mhm.
Was it to study Titans? Because if there's Utopia 2 blocks away,
Why
can't
the
you just
fuck
do that
would you be
there?
with Titans? Yeah.
It's kind of like someone who willingly wants to live in like District 12. I'm like, yeah, I love being covered in like freaking coal.
Yeah.
And I love not.
I love
eating.
working until my back breaks.
Yeah. No, I'm doing this so my child can become a Titan. I don't know.
I don't even know how he got Titan serum, but let's not talk about that. Eren
Let's-
ate his dad. I
Eren-
read that out of context and was like, well, Eren ate his
How much
dad.
you want to believe his dad is still alive?
I don't know, his wiki says deceased right now. That didn't last long for Armin, but...
Yeah, exactly. I love when you told me that Armin died, and I'm like, I have lost everything I care about, because Armin is the one character, and if you want to go watch my review of Attack on Titan, I will probably link it.
Mhm.
It's less long. Yes, that's exactly what to say. It's shorter than this one, but it's Kitty and I sharing our passionate opinions. Because we cared! There was a point when I cared, and Armin is the one character. He has the one moment...
He has a character arc.
He has the one moment in the entire story when
He has to overcome.
the stuff of storytelling happens. He finds an obstacle, and in order to do the thing he believes in, which is to protect his friends, he has to become stronger and to overcome his fears. And he gives a really good freaking stupid speech, and he puts on his hand on his chest, and I'm doing it right now. And he gives the speech, and nothing comes of it, but it's actually a really touching speech, and I love that. And I was like, I like Armin because he is the one character, the person without power who has to protect the people with power.
Yep.
By doing the thing he knows best, talking.
Yep.
And nothing comes of it. And
Nothing
then,
really
and then I was
mattered.
like, oh, Armin is dead. I'm like, great. Pan to me, if you would like to animate this, just me, just pulling pages out of the manga and just throwing them into fire. Just,
Well, I guess we're done with this one.
I'm staying real warm tonight, though.
The giant omnibus.
This 50, God damn it. Drift compatible all
Yep.
the time.
Yep.
Finishing each other's sandwiches.
Yep. Sandwiches. That's what I was gonna say.
God damn it. So,
Also,
he eats
Armin's-
his dad.
He eats his dad.
Okay, real talk. Because we're doing the whole recording videos thing, where like my random access memory is like overloaded. I'm gonna be making a sandwich tomorrow. I'm gonna be making a sandwich.
You're gonna be like, Eren ate his dad.
Eren. I'm gonna take the first bite, and I'm gonna be like, Eren ate his dad. Eren ate his dad. How does Mikasa feel about her father-in-law having been eaten by her boyfriend, husband, person thing?
Who cares what Mikasa thinks?
And that's right, she's not actually meaningful.
Mikasa only thinks about Eren, and if Eren's happy, she's happy.
I talked about this in that video. I don't know if I did actually.
You did. It was past the end
Oh
slate.
yeah, because it's like the justification as to why Mikasa likes, and I'm holding quotation fingers by the way, Eren, is a sort of explanation that like a teenage boy would come up with. It's like, oh man, if that girl in its class, if I had only saved her from being sold into slavery, then she would finally like me.
She would love me and never leave me.
I know, because I was once a teenager, and I'm like, that's the sort of plotlines that you come up in your head
Yeah.
when you're like looking at somebody out of your league. And real talk, Mikasa is way out of Eren's league.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And I love that in 25 episodes, she never shows affection for him once. And the one time that they're like...
She does once.
Does she?
Yes, when they discover that he is the Titan.
Yeah,
and she cries.
Yeah. That's
and
right.
she holds him
That's right.
close.
You know what? One.
Once.
But what about the time when someone is like, "Oh, are you and Eren a thing?" And she immediately goes, "No." It's like, "Oh no, that's dumb." It's like, no. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's more of a brother-sister relationship. Japan loves that.
That doesn't mean anything for Japan, man.
You know, maybe Levi and Mikasa are like
No.
second cousins twice removed or something.
We're not.
You know, Levi did look a little Oriental to me.
God damn it.
Oh,
Levi gets sold into slavery and raped.
it's so terrible. It's so terrible.
This is the worst.
Wait. Attack on Titan AU, where it's Levi and Eren living together.
That has been done.
Has it actually?
I once looked up fanfics because I was like, if I'm not getting my gay in the anime,
You gotta get it somewhere,
And
right? It's
it's-
supply and demand.
it's all fucking Levi Eren.
Oh, God damn.
All of it. Or Levi Irwin. Which also confuses me because I'm like, who the fuck is Irwin? Because I hadn't gotten to that point.
That's good. Who the fuck is Erwin?
Isn't that just Eren?
European Eren? But isn't Eren already European? Okay, we are beginning to ramble.
We're getting into the,
We are digging. I'm looking up from the grave that we have dug for ourselves.
It's quite
I
a
don't
deep
know. I don't know if this is
grave.
the first video that's going up. It probably won't be. We'll have some
Probably not.
reviews. I hope that you enjoyed us rambling about Attack on Titan. Honestly, if you want to hear our thoughts on like a whole video on Sasha, a whole video on Levi, let us know.
It would have to be specific because look at how long we went talking about
I know.
quote
This is a
unquote
podcast.
rebasement.
This is a podcast. This
Yeah.
is a podcast now. I'm pretty sure I had like the same 3 images of Attack on Titan just on repeat the whole time.
And then occasionally cutting to something relevant we were
I-
talking about.
I may have some sort of like notification on the thing be like, hey, this is really more of a podcast, so feel free to just like put on your headphones and just listen to this while, I don't know, doing data entry. That's what I used to listen to podcasts to while working at the office.
I wish I could listen to podcasts while doing my shit in the office.
Oh yeah.
but I have
that
to
would be nice.
I have to think and count money.
Yeah, count money. Here comes the money.
Money,
Here
money.
we go. Here comes the money. Money. Okay,
Wow.
that's a wrestling reference in a video about anime news. I can't
Yep.
wait, because we're recording this on September the 8th, 2016.
Ooh,
This
dating.
video will go up. I mean, the instant this video goes up, it's already dated.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see people's reactions. And I'm sure that by the time it goes up, this will have already boiled over.
Yeah. Maybe even the next chapter will come up by then.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, he flips the photo again. He flips it again. He flips it again, and it's just like, I don't know, picture of Harambe or something. It's
Dicks out from Harambe.
It's because it's some really bad selfies of his dad. It's like, thinking of you in Future City.
God.
Why? Why?
That's a
Why?
good question.
Why?
That's my question for Attack on Titan in general.
I think the other question we should be considering is when. When will something stupid happen again where we get to talk about Attack on Titan for another hour?
I'm sure in a couple of chapters after this one.
I am certain.
Because I thought Armin was actually dead, but we pull the syndrome of no balls again. Where, oh no, we can't kill Armin. He's important.
Merchandise!
Yeah.
Merchandise, you guys.
I was about to say, who even likes Armin, but
Raise his hand slowly. I like that one moment with Armin, and then he proceeds to never be used ever. I thought I would like Sasha, but Sasha angered me. Because every time I'm like, you don't belong here.
You don't belong
and I said that in my
here.
review. Sasha would be at home in a slice of life anime.
Yep.
If she was in Gekkan Shoujo, if she was in freaking Dagashikashi,
Yep.
if she was in New Game, she would be entirely fine.
Yep.
And no problem here. But the fact that she exists in this dark and gritty world.
That's supposed to be so serious, you guys. Oh my god, we have to say it so seriously.
So serious, you guys. Oh, real death is happening right now.
This man is about to kill himself because he can't handle this shit.
And then he does it.
Yep. Does he actually kill himself?
Yeah, the guy with the musket.
Yeah. There's
No,
another guy who
not
threatens
the other guy.
to kill
Not the other
himself.
guy. Not the other guy.
Yeah.
He threatens, but then he doesn't.
Yep.
I think he just dies.
I think he's just never seen again.
Yeah. Might as well consider he's dead.
Yeah, pretty
honestly.
much.
In this universe, you know what?
If you're not a main character, you consider yourself dead.
Just consider yourself dead.
Yep.
So,
We
Attack
should
on Titan.
also link to that bingo game, or just have it on the
Oh
screen
no,
at some point.
I will make sure to have it on the screen.
Good.
We would like to thank you for listening to the inaugural. I misspelled this. I misspelled it.
Inaugural.
Inaugural. Thank you.
Yeah, there's no
Inaugural.
G.
Inaugural.
Inaugural.
Have I mentioned that my first language is not American? Yes, the language of American. Thank you for listening to this first episode. We love anime.
Yep.
We love it as a medium. That's the whole purpose behind this channel. Because we wanted to push ourselves to talk about it. And honestly, I think if you made it this far, I don't have to tell you. If I didn't care about this world, if I hadn't been interested about it,
we wouldn't be making this video.
No, we wouldn't. We would have just rolled our eyes and gone on with the rest of our lives. But we felt inspired to talk about it. And we would love to hear what you have to say in the comments down below.
Yep, we will definitely read them, reply, all that fun stuff.
We make it a point to reply to every comment, so even if it's a silly joke, we'll probably just get like...
You will get a thumbs up emoji, LOL.
LOL, or crying tears emoji.
Yep.
That's my favorite.
I like that one.
So, and by the way, as always, if you enjoy our content and would like to make sure that we can continue making it, please consider pledging to our Patreon page. Patrons are allowed to, or have the opportunity to vote on particular routes for games, like our dating simulators that we're playing.
Or maybe future animes we're going to be watching, or something like that.
Absolutely.
So,
Kitty, sign us out.
I'm doing the Attack on Titan pose.
She's actually doing the Kitty, you have your arm in a wrist brace. Why are you No, this is clearly not ergonomical, Kitty.
My boob is too in the way.